Hello, hello, hello. Happy Sunday evening, night, morning, whatever it is for you right now. We are This Xbox Life. This is episode 418. What's next? Question mark. I'm one of your hosts, Brun, BJ Swig 33, and with me again, as always, two of the greatest guys that I've gotten to podcast with for the last 8 to 10 years, believe it or not. Rob, also known as Presar.
Also known as Presar High Chaos
Oh, jeez. And
from Dishonored.
Dishonored. And Wingman 709. Mark. I didn't hear that.
Hello, everybody.
There we go.
That'd be helpful if I unmute.
After 418 episodes.
My cat walked in when you started the thing, and she's like, "Row, row, row." So I hit the mute, so we didn't have to listen to her.
Cat alarm.
She's so annoying.
That's funny. But we're here again. Second week of the year. Still nothing going on. Actually, there's a couple things I saw or noticed we can chit chat about. But let's you know what, I'm gonna change a little bit, change something up here. We're gonna do community first because no, we're not. We're gonna go through the normal because obviously I'd have to do a bunch of stuff to change things around. But Rob, your list looks very short on what you've been playing. Is that what you've been playing, or
No.
is this a trap? It's a trap.
It's a trap.
It's a
believe
trap.
it or not.
All right, what have you been playing?
It's a clap trap.
Just for me lately, just a little bit of the usual. Played some Dishonored II. Actually completed the Corvo High Chaos campaign. And but what that is, like, every time you do a save game, it shows you like your name, whether you play like Emily or Corvo, and then how you've been playing the game so far. So apparently, me killing everybody on the level is ranked as high chaos.
No.
Yes.
Pretty sure they explained
So,
that one in the first game.
and some of those people, I didn't even mean to kill them. It just happened. Whoops. So yeah, I finished that. I think I'm going to give it some time, maybe a year or two before I actually maybe try it as Emily and see how that storyline goes. But other than that, really not a whole lot. Clash Royale, of course, my usual favorite, my daily favorite. That's about it.
Before we, Henley M, thank you very much for becoming a patron of the show. His thing flashed across the screen there. We got that while we were offline, so figured I'd flash that across the screen.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you very much. At a whopping $1,000 a month. I hope he knows that he selected $1,000 and not $1. No.
Well, that explains how I was able to purchase my new Bose wireless headset.
He's kidding, Henley. No, but thank you for becoming a patron. We appreciate it. Mark, do you want to go next?
Yeah, mine's. I can't believe Rob's probably longer than mine. I played Dead Rising 4. That's it.
All right.
I haven't not wanted to play anything. In the past 3.5 weeks, I think I've sat down and played a game twice. And on both occasions, it was Dead Rising 4. And I played Dead Rising 4. It was Friday night, and I played with Yogi Zilla, and we were doing some of the multiplayer, having a good time. That's it. I didn't do anything yesterday, nothing today. I don't know. Don't have a desire to play any games lately.
All right. All right. Well, I might have a game for you, Mark. Actually, you guys will be happy. You'll be proud of me. I completed a campaign this weekend.
Oh, nice.
Mass Effect 3?
No, it was not Mass Effect 3. Although I've thought about starting that up. It was actually Titanfall 2. So I guess actually I started playing it and I'm just like, man, I wonder how far along I've stopped about over halfway through. So I stopped around the satellite dish area, I think the first time I was playing. So I just picked up from there and busted it out. It was pretty quick after that. I liked it. I had fun. BT, I got to like BT. He's a he's a cool guy. Cool robot.
Got a good fastball pitch.
Yes, he does. Yeah. So and some funny moments there. I always do like interacting and his things of like, I'm on fire, and he's like, I no, you're not on fire. It doesn't, your vitals don't say you're on fire or something like that. And then you give him a thumbs up and he like sticks his hand in the middle of the screen and goes shink and does like a thumbs up, which was pretty funny.
Yeah.
But yep, finish that. So a game that you should pick up, Rob, or not Rob, Mark and Rob, if you want to play this as well. Season 9 of Diablo 3 started on Friday. I have played Diablo 3 pretty much, besides the little bit of time I played to finish that campaign, which I believe was on Thursday and Friday. All weekend long, I've played nothing but Diablo 3 on a new season character. I'm running Barbarian this time. Already up to 66. I have one friend that already did a couple friends have already hit 70. But we're going through season 9 and that game is so awesome. I missed Diablo 3. I've been wanting to get back to it, and we're going through it. Of course, I'm playing on PC. I also have it on Xbox, Xbox One. But oh my gosh, it's so much fun. I forgot about how good that game is. So, if you find yourself just wanting to sit down and do something, Mark, you should try Diablo 3. So, good time.
So with these seasons, is it like new campaigns or something? What do the seasons add?
So okay, so what it is if you complete a season or do a chapter, like they have 4 chapters in a season, and and each time you complete a chapter, you get a special piece of gear, and then that gear, like they'll show you like this season, if you complete all the chapters, you will get all of this gear, you will get this pet, you'll get items, right? And they'll be pretty hard things. They'll be like, run Torment 10 on this and beat this, to complete it. So the whole part of doing a season is to getting through and completing all those tasks and chapters, and you'll get, a special gear set out of them. And then also, of course, you start over with nothing. Like, you don't get to carry over any of your gold from your previous characters or anything like that. You're starting flat out with nothing. And then when the season's over, those characters and everything transfer over to your normal set of characters and all their items and all their money and stuff like that. So it eventually does get back to your entire set of 10 characters, but each season starts from scratch. So,
okay.
Yep. But yeah, that's what it is.
It's also, isn't it their anniversary now?
Yeah.
2 decades.
Yeah.
Diablo.
20 years, yeah. And they got a thing coming out with a whole new character coming, which is going to be a good time too. So
yeah, on the console too.
Yeah.
So yeah, this season 9, is that only on PC?
I believe they're doing, I think seasons are the same now on both console and PC.
I'll have to check that out.
Hmm.
I still like my Demon Hunter. I think I leveled every character up to level 70, but Demon Hunter was my favorite.
Yeah, and same here. But I'm on PC. All right, on season 1, I did a Demon Hunter, so I decided to do something I haven't played before. Plus, a couple guys at work, they haven't played the game hardly at all. So somebody wanted to try Demon Hunter, I think, so I went with a Barbarian. So, but yeah, but that's it. That's all I've been playing. Lost of Diablo, good game. All right, as we mentioned before, Mark or Henley M become a patron of the show, and you can go to thisxboxlife.com/Patreon to do that. Or if you would like to leave a tip, you can go to thisxboxlife.com/donate. And that's a one-time thing. Roundtable for some topics. I kind of threw some things in here because I think things are really light. Of course, we had
Yeah.
CES and stuff this week, but that's about it. I noticed this article on GameSpot, and what it said was Microsoft teases exciting enhancements for Xbox Live and terrific games in 2017. It kind of goes into like, oh, we logged more hours on Xbox Live than we ever have. Forza Horizon 3 was the best-selling racing game of 2017. Gears of War had 23 million versus and horde mode matches, and they just kind of gave some stats and things like that. But one of the things that I saw was actually toward the bottom. It says, looking ahead to 2017, Nicholas was the gentleman they were talking to. Let me get his name in here. So,
Nichols.
did it say Nichols? Sorry.
Nichols. Yeah.
Oh, Nichols. Okay. He said the year is poised to be a special one, thanks in part to the launch of Project Scorpio, which is coming in the future, which Microsoft said is the most powerful console ever. Microsoft will also launch a terrific portfolio of games, while a number of exciting enhancements are planned for Xbox Live. So that's when I saw the article, that was the thing that triggered this. They don't mention anything to that, but I'm curious, what do you guys think? What do you think in exciting enhancements to Xbox Live are going to be? But I kind of want to broaden the question, like, what are some things that you want to see new? What are some things you want to see that you want fixed? Because I have 2 or 3 things in mind. But what do you guys think?
I think they're going to finally squash that issue from about 3 years ago. Actually, no, 4 years ago at E3, where you will be able to play Xbox Live in a submarine underwater with no internet. They will find a way. Take that, Don Matrick.
Wow.
Okay.
I would like to see, like, I think the clubs was a neat idea, but I think to me, it almost feels like an afterthought.
Yep.
And it's like, I was asked yesterday, so I was on Horrible Gamers podcast yesterday, and one of the guys there asked, they were talking about how like little use their club gets. And they asked if we use ours. And I said, yeah, we do. But I said the same thing. It's like there's not a lot of activity in it because I feel like the clubs is kind of hidden. It's out of the way. It's not necessarily easy to get to. It's so much easier for me just to go on Facebook to our Facebook group and interact with people there as opposed to doing it on the console or even in the app. Even when I got to get someone's request in the club, it's like, it's like 5 clicks in just to get to that.
Yeah.
It just seems like it was more of an afterthought that they tagged it on just to say they had it. I don't think it was implemented very well. I mean, I just don't see people using it. So whatever they put in or whatever exciting enhancements they make it something that we're going to use. Put some real thought in it and don't just tick a box to say, hey, we've got clan support. Just because you have it doesn't make it great. And we want our platform to be great. So,
yeah.
But honestly, I really can't think of anything that I would want. I can't think of anything other, add to Live, except, make a premium Xbox Live level above gold and give me digital rental or something. Something to that effect. That's what I'd rather see. Changes to where, and I mean, we've got the Xbox video and movie store. Maybe make me pay more money every year, and allow me to rent free rental of movies or something in the Xbox marketplace. So many per month or something like that. Or, I think there's a lot that they could do to, add to the subscription of Xbox Live. So
that's a good point.
Why not? Why, you got to compete against Sony. Xbox Live's always been the premier platform. I think Sony, and I don't know because I don't have I'm not on PSN, but my understanding is they've pretty much caught up with Xbox Live. Might be a few differences, but I say Microsoft needs to step it up. They're still not winning the sales war, despite how cheap they're making the Xbox at this point. If the Scorpio is a premium console at a premium price, they're not going to close that gap, regardless of how good Scorpio is. I think they got to focus on the games and the service. Make it worth it. Give us something that Sony guys are like, ooh, we don't have that, and make it good enough to bring them over, or at least entice them to buy a second console, being an Xbox.
Yeah, the thing about the sales, like Microsoft is going to start off, in my opinion, are going to start at 0 when they start selling the Scorpio. They're going to total those numbers in an entirely different category because they don't want to start selling the Scorpio and have them tacking in the numbers with the Xbox One and still not, beat Sony at their thing.
They don't give sales numbers anymore.
Well, I know they don't, which is good. I mean, I'm okay with that. But if you go and you look at Sony, like Sony finally hit like the 50 million mark. They finally went over 50 million. But the problem is they had to release an entirely new console to get to that, and they basically made people buy another PlayStation to get to that number. We had our S.
I would disagree with that. I don't know what the Pro is selling, but my understanding from what I've been hearing, the Pro and this whole VR thing is not selling as Sony had hoped it would.
That may be true, but I do know, you hear all the people on other podcasts and stuff like that. Anybody who's a huge Sony person, they've went and bought Pros. And of course, Xbox One S, they're totaling those numbers together. I guess you could say that's like making a second console. Like Wing, you bought an S, you already had an Xbox One. Sony had.
I will be getting a Scorpio.
Yeah, Sony had to.
I don't care what the price is.
Yeah, they had the PlayStation 4.
It will be mine.
Yeah, they had the PlayStation 4. They had the PlayStation 4S or PlayStation. Yeah, the Slim. Those are the equivalents, and then they released a whole other console. Because if you had,
they got 3 of them out.
Yeah, they got 3 consoles, and they weren't just saying, "Oh, we hope we get only new people for the PlayStation 4 Pro." No, they were saying we hope people who are day one buyers of PlayStation 4 also buy a PlayStation 4 Pro. And good for them if they're selling. I'm not saying this is a bad thing. But I think for the Scorpio, it is going to start off at 0, and they're going to say, we've sold 25, million of the world's most powerful console and stuff like that. They're not going to want to be like, oh, Xbox One is now up to 40, and at that time, PlayStation 4 is like, yeah, we're at 80. So it's just they're not going to want that negative spin on it.
I don't think they're going to start at 0. It's still the same platform. It's still an Xbox One. It's just a new hardware iteration, just like the Pro. I don't think Sony is separating the Pro from the Slim and from the base PS4. They're saying we sold this many PS4s. They're lumping them all together. Yeah. And I would expect Microsoft to do the same. But they're not giving sales numbers. So right. It's kind of irrelevant because they don't, they'll wait and we might say we'll probably hear when they hit 40 million, but they're not going to give us anything in between. But they'll lump it all together there because they're still treating it as the same. It's still an Xbox One. Okay. It's still the same platform. It's still going to be the same live, unless these exciting enhancements, unless they're planning to split Xbox Live, which I would hope not, and I wouldn't see why they do it. But you think about it, the original Xbox had its own live service that was not the same as the 360's Xbox Live. Right? Which was not the same as Xbox One's live service. They connected to different servers. They provided different things. So, the exciting enhancements coming to Xbox Live along with a new console, I hope we're not gonna get split.
Yeah. Yeah, I
think that would be a really bad move.
Yeah, you never really know. But as far as these exciting enhancements, I mean, they've been working on their speed. You talked about that a couple weeks ago. I think that was the show I wasn't on. Talk about like the up to 80% download increase and stuff like that.
For those that had 100 megabit download,
or higher,
would see an 80% increase. Mm-hmm. But I mean, I've always been hitting. Typically when I download, I'm hitting 100 meg anyways. So mine's at I'm at what am I 125 or
Jeez.
110 or 110. I think I'm at 110. So I'm often I'm hitting 90 to 100 meg down when I'm
Wow.
downloading something.
I wish
So
mine was that fast. So, but yeah, I mean, there are some things that I put some issue like my main thing is I like to see some things being fixed. Um, you know, we kind of laugh and we say, okay, we got new servers. They talked about how many more servers they had for Xbox Live, for Xbox One, and then there's these couple of times where like, man, it really seemed like the original Xbox Live was more stable. Like they've been trying to do too many things. Like, why they just keep shoving stuff in, shoving stuff in. Some of the
trying to
stuff.
compete.
Sorry, what's that?
I just asked them for new stuff. I
Well,
just asked for new stuff. You know that they got to compete. They got to. If they just stay with what they had, they're going to get stagnant, and then they're going to lose market share. And that's what I think happened. Live really lost it. It was huge difference between Live and PSN.
mm-hmm.
PSN has made up that ground, while Live is kind of just, yeah, we'll sit back and even when the Xbox One came out, they took features away that we had on the 360, like voice messages and different stuff. You couldn't even do a lot of the stuff on the Xbox One when it first launched. It was a big step backwards. So they need to continue to move forward, offer new features and stuff, but they can. And I get what you're saying about not adding so much that they're breaking other stuff. I think most of the things that I'm looking for are, saying I can have a free game. They did free games. So give me a free movie rental off your own
Yeah.
Xbox music movie. That doesn't impact Live at all.
No.
Shouldn't slow anything down. So they can do stuff like that, but they got to keep innovating, keep improving it.
And maybe my more of my stuff's more on the OS of the Xbox One. Like, so the issue I had today is like clubs. You were just talking about clubs. Like, I want to start utilizing clubs because I had 157 people on my friends list. It was unusable, just unusable. Trying to find somebody, if their username started with an S or gamer tag started with an S, you might as well forget it. So I went through and I spent about an hour on the Xbox app, and of course you have to right click. You have to say change friendship. It's got to open up a screen. You got to say remove friend. And I did all of that. I got it down to probably around 58 people. Okay? So I deleted about 100 people. Because my thought is, I'll go into clubs. If people in the club are playing Battlefield, I will join on them through there. Because that's what clubs gives us. And I like that idea. Close out the app. Go do something, come back. I'm like, you know what? Let me just double check and go through them again. Open up the Xbox Live app. 150 something people on my friends list. Didn't delete one person off my friends list. I was like, well, I'm not happy now. So I'm like, okay, let me go to the Xbox. Went to the Xbox, deleted 2 people. Shut off my Xbox, turn on my Xbox. Bing, bing. Those two people are back. I'm like, well, that's awesome. So I messaged Xbox support, and they're like, well, that's kind of weird. So I read from 2014 issues of people having this problem. And I'm like, oh, okay. And so then
Let me go delete run DJ Swick 33 right now and see if he stays.
Yeah. So, well, here's the thing. I went to Xbox.com, went to my friends there. By the way, if you need to delete a mass group of people, this is where you do it. Because you just say remove friends, and then you just start checking all the people you want to remove. And that hour that I spent doing things, which is because you have to click 6 different things to get to where you want to be at, I clicked everybody, hit remove, and pink, all the way down, I got 33 people on my friends list right now.
And that carried over to the console.
And I refreshed the app and stuff, and everything carried over. So then I was like, oh, okay. So I went into the app, and I removed everybody as a favorite, because whoever was a favorite got to stay. And then I basically put them in my friends list, and I have like 3 favorites. And then I went through, I was like, okay, I'm going to add this person as a favorite. So I went back to the app, right-click, said, change friendship, make a favorite, show my real name because we play all the time, hit OK. Nothing, 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 nothing. Oh, they're a favorite. I right-clicked. I said change friendship just on that person to see what it did. Didn't save any of the settings. I'm like, oh, awesome. So nothing's saving again. So then I finally get a message back from Xbox Live, and they're like, you wouldn't happen to be in the preview program, would you? And I'm like, yep. And they're like, oh, you have to post your issues here then. And I'm just like, great. There's the problem. You're in the preview program. You and everybody else on Xbox Live. So
I got 48 friends alone in the favorites.
oh, jeez. Yeah. And so
I got 94 in the friends list.
yeah. And a lot of people say I felt bad deleting some of the people because it's like I played a lot with these guys. You know, back in the day, like if you were offline, I automatically removed them. So like if you're listening here and I removed you, don't. It's nothing personal. It's not like I can't add you back on, but I'm trying to keep my friends list to where the people that I play with all the time. And then if you're a member of the show or a fan of the show, that's why I was really excited about clubs. Go join our club or request an invite to the club. Because I do go out there. Like if I'm playing Titanfall, I check my friends list, see who's playing Titanfall. You know, you can check in the game. And then if nobody's there, I go to the club and check. And if people are playing Titanfall there, I'll jump in. Or RoboCop, he's on my friends list now because I believe he's the one that started the looking for group. Did a Titanfall thing on a Saturday, looking for group. I joined it and was like, hey, this is awesome. So you're right, Mark. I didn't use clubs very much, but I will say that now that my friends list is down to 30 people, 33 people, the reason why I did that is because I want to utilize clubs. So I'll be out there checking it and stuff like that. So
I got a question, Rob. When was the last time you logged into Xbox Live?
What do you mean?
Because it says you're off.
Oh, I had him.
See,
I was just on the other day.
Yeah,
Like
it just says
yesterday,
and that's why I don't understand what's the offline mean, because it shows Rob in my list that he's offline, which makes me think he hasn't been on in like 6 months or something, or he expired. Like Soul Assassin 808, he doesn't even play anymore. He's listed offline.
Yeah.
Overkill's offline. Niacin's offline. I haven't seen these guys in a long time, but
Right.
I know Rob shows offline, but Eddie was on.
Well,
I get achievements.
If he has his account marked as offline, he will show up offline. So he has to be on, saying let everybody see my thing for that to count. And offline,
even Christoph is labeled as offline. So,
yeah, Chris. And that's the thing. Like, Christoph, Convoy. Who did you just rattle off? Niacin, Overkill. Like all those guys I've played for played with them for years. Like I took them off because of them saying offline and stuff like that. And if they come, and then maybe it's because they don't have an Xbox One or whatnot. And if they come back and start playing, because I used to play a lot of Battlefield 3. That's where a majority of my friends came from, was Battlefield 3. But
I should take this Jesus Walks a Lot guy off of here.
I hovered over his name. I hovered over it, and I'm just like, man, I don't feel like being cursed at, so I'll just leave him on. No, I'm just kidding. I didn't delete Jesus because we play Battlefield. So, but, yeah. All right. I think my family's here. So do you guys want to maybe
take over while you go slave for the wife?
Yeah, guys, I gotta mute and stuff, so I will be back. So,
all right,
carry on.
Yeah, I was just checking my profile. I was set to appear offline. Looks like.
Yep. There you go.
That would be it.
All right. So Brun goes and does chores for a wife.
While he earns his paycheck.
While he earns his pay.
Hey, just let me do a test here. Okay, I was just seeing if you could you hear me there a second ago?
No.
Okay.
Let us
all right.
Check something.
All right. I will. Yeah. I turned my mic all the way down. I'll be back, guys.
All right. We'll talk about Mass Effect while you're gone.
Okay.
You can't play it anyways because you're behind.
Yeah.
So, and he didn't even link the story. How
Oh,
rude, what are
amateur
we
hour.
paying him for, man?
I know, right?
It's just insane. All right, so let's see.
Hey,
I
at
got to
least
try to
at
find
least
the.
we haven't had one of those IGN videos in the middle of the show today.
Oh, yeah, well, that'll probably end here.
Yeah, that'll happen soon.
So, but Mass Effect Andromeda got a release date, and I'm trying to find it because Ron didn't post it. But I believe it was March 21st, I think, for the U.S. and yes, North America, March 21st for PS4, Xbox One, and PC, and it's like the 23rd for Europe. So that's really quick, which surprises me because we really haven't heard a whole lot, uh, which is nice. I mean, it's a
That's
nice
how it
change.
was back in the day, you know?
To me, it's more like what Bethesda does with, hey, here's Fallout 4. By the way, it comes out in 2 months. We've known this game has been in the works for quite a while, but um, it's been quiet. And so when they announced, and then they just came out and said, "Yeah, we're coming out March 21st." It's like, what? That's like in 2 months, little over 2.5 months. So, excuse me, I'm excited by it. I think that's awesome. I cannot wait to play this game. Um, Rob, did you ever play through the Mass Effect games?
I played about halfway through 3 and I started 1 when it came on backwards compatibility.
Oh my gosh, you were going like all kinds of backwards.
Yes.
Yeah, I believe all three games are on backwards compatibility. I would highly recommend. I mean, you don't probably have to play the first series to play Andromeda, but Mass Effect 1, 2, and 3 are so amazing that I really feel it's a must play game series for any Xbox owner. Um, and I would highly
Yeah.
recommend going through them. Now, I will say
'Cause I
this.
think with a lot of people, the story is important, isn't it? I mean, that's,
Yeah.
people enjoy what's going on just instead of just the gameplay. So it's good to get the backstory.
Yeah, and the Andromeda takes place. I think it's 600 years after the events from with Shepard, uh, which
Okay.
was in the series. But
Right.
I would expect there's going to be things. Part of me wants to go back and play all three of these before I play Andromeda. But then again, I'm like, man, if I do that, I'm going to be kind of burned out. I won't
And
have
and I
excitement.
I can tell you this. I started to play 1 or the original Mass Effect when it was on backwards compatibility, and it's nice, but it's not what we're used to anymore. I mean,
Oh
that
no,
game is so dated.
it
Like,
is.
yeah, it's like you're out, at one of the bases or something like that, and there's like nothing there, and all of a sudden there's like a little rock. It really reminds me of like the sets from Lost in Space or Star Trek, the original Star Trek, when they'd go down to the planet. There's like nothing there except a plant and a rock.
Yeah,
That's how the
but
game was.
you gotta realize that game was made a long time ago.
It was,
And
yes.
but it still is a really there's people hate the Mako, which is like the vehicle you drive in when you're on these planets. But if you can, for me, so I heard a lot about the original game, and I remember I went out and bought it, tried to play it. I didn't get very far. I couldn't understand it. I couldn't figure it out. I didn't like it. I sold the game back to GameStop. And then I kept hearing Kyle, you remember Kyle, Moronic
What a
Kyle.
cow.
He kept talking about it, and I was just like, you know, it's a game I wanted to play. So I ended up going and buying it again. And basically I got in a party with Kyle. I'm like, okay, I don't know how to do this. I can't get past this part. And he actually, kind of talked me through a few parts in the beginning. And once I got past that kind of learning curve on how to play the game, I was in, man. I was hooked. And I think you just got to get past that learning curve. And now, because like you said, the game doesn't look as good as like what we're used to. Yeah, you're gonna have to suck it up because Mass Effect 2 and Mass Effect 3 look great, and they play different. They play a lot better. So if you don't like, the first game's very RPG-ish. The The second one gets more action, kind of like a real mix. Then I would say Mass Effect 3 is very much action focused and not so much RPG-ish. So I'm not even sure what to expect out of Andromeda. I'd imagine it's going to be more action oriented because that's the way they kind of geared that series towards. But super fun. Go play them all if you haven't yet done it. I think you'll do yourself a great favor by experiencing Mass Effect. And I know that when I would lose somebody that I didn't want to lose, I'd reload a save, man. Because I'm like, I am not losing Garrett, or
Oh yeah,
not Garrett, Garrus,
Garrus,
or I'm trying to remember some of the other character names, Rex, Ashley, or Caden, and I can't even believe I'm remembering these names. That's the impact, and I'm a guy that doesn't like story. I'm like, I'm gonna just get in and blow stuff up, But Mass Effect was one that I really liked the characters and the story, and I just felt like a connection. And then like they carried over game to game, like your decisions really carried forward, and it was neat to know that the game could be different for other people, and you have different, not drastic differences in the game, but there was more minor things that you would notice if you had lost a certain character early in the game. But it's fantastic. It's like one of the greatest game series I've ever experienced, and I am really excited for Andromeda. I will be on it day one. I'll be on it earlier because EA Access, which I still have until I think August when my subscription expires because I canceled.
It's EA Access, but only people who haven't complained about it get to play.
Oh, okay. Well, then I'll wait for release day. But so if you have EA Access, you're gonna get to play the game early, unlike Titanfall 2. You'll get and I don't know. Did they say anything, Braun, about a discount? Did you hear anything about?
I
know we get to play it early.
I have not read or seen anything about a discount. While you're looking at that, though, I will say that you're right about the game, and actually, that's actually what halted my Mass Effect 3, was I got to a part where, you fly your ship around, but if you kind of get close to the enemies that you're trying to hide from, they can kind of notice you. So I kicked off something that triggered Rex's home world, and I had to divert to somewhere else so I wouldn't get caught. And then by the time I saw it, I saw that like Rex's world was blown up and they were all dead. And I was like, nope, that ain't happening. So I had to restart. Restart from scratch. And that's what I got back up to. I got like around to Mars, which is like close to the if not the very beginning, and never went back. That's because I lost like 12 hours or something into it. I forget how much time.
You gotta do it, man. The game it's such a good series.
Yeah.
But anyways, Mass Effect Andromeda, March 21st. Earlier, we don't know how many days early. Probably maybe a week earlier if you have EA Access. No mention of a discount in this article. But regarding money, there is going to be no season pass. And they didn't, in the articles I've read, I didn't read this one, I read a different one. They said that some people like season passes because they feel like, okay, if there's a season pass, I know they're going to commit to at least a year's worth of content. They're going to get more content. If there is no season pass, then okay, are we going to get more content? There's really no guarantee that anything's going to come out. So, but then, you also don't have the whole, this should have been in the game argument. So I do hope there's going to be DLC. They didn't say that there wouldn't. They just said there's going to be no season pass.
Right.
So, which I think in one way I like, because then I don't have to do that dilemma at the beginning when I buy the game. Do I got to buy the $80 version, the $90 version, the $120 version, or just the $60?
Yeah. It's really like with season passes, it's in a way it'd be nice to see, since this is EA published, if they would come out and not have a season pass, but within a few weeks or a month to say, here is our first thoughts or here's our roadmap for what we want to do with Mass Effect. It does include 1 or 2 things of DLC, let's say. Because with a game like this that's taken this long and it's this big and it's a trilogy, I mean, really, how much DLC can you have before you're stretching into, like, the second game? But I would kind of like to see these things go, like season passes almost go away. In the long run, I know you're saving maybe $5, $10 if you buy it up front. But then what happens is people just get angry at you. If they don't feel like it's like, oh yes, I paid $30 for a season pass and all I got was like 2 maps and blah 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 blah, and it's just like, well, maybe you shouldn't have bought the season pass, and that's why I don't buy them anymore. I'd rather pay the extra $5 knowing that I want that DLC rather than pay it up front and be like, well, I paid for it already and so on. So, but,
Yeah,
because I think we had, what was our talk? What game was it that we were? Wildlands?
yeah. You and I were talking about that the other day. We're gonna buy the season pass or not? So
do we want to buy a $60 game or a $100 game? Well, what's the difference? Well, a $100 game has some more stuff. Well, what stuff? I don't know, more stuff. Well, will we like the $60 game to want the more stuff? I don't know. I haven't played the game yet. That's the other thing. Like, hey, by the way, we're gonna be putting more content out, so can you pay for that now?
That's like Watch Dogs 2. That turned out to be my game of the year.
Right.
I did not buy the season pass because I wasn't sure that I was gonna completely like the game. I was unsure about it.
Yeah.
Even now, I love the game. Fully completed it with all the achievements. Still haven't bought the DLC, the season pass, because I looked at it and there's a lot of customization. One of the missions was actually included in the pre-release, pre-order pack or whatever. The other 2, and if the other 2 missions you get are like that one I got with that one, it's not going to be worth it because it was like, go here, take a picture, go here, take a picture, go here, take a picture, and the mission's done. I'm like, that's it?
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't want to pay $30 just for these 5-minute storylines. So I'm going to hold out and get more information after they release. And if it has some actual content to it, then I'll probably definitely buy it. But I think that's what I'm going to do with Ghost Recon. I want to make sure the game is what I hope it is.
Yeah.
So I kind of like that they're not doing season passes for this. I think I'd like to just see that go away.
Yeah, fair price, because I bought Gears of War 4, and when I bought it, I'm like, I'm not buying a season pass for this because I pretty much know if the season pass is for multiplayer, I'm not really going to be into it. So we didn't do that, and it's something that's like, but if it turns out to where it's really useful or whatever, then I'll pick it up. And Fair Power says, not sure if you talked about it previously, but the Gears of War Season Pass is a joke. Great if you didn't buy it. It gives you very little extra if you did. So, yeah, I'm curious on what, I'd have to look it up to see what it was, but I haven't beat the campaign. That's the other campaign. I want to beat that campaign, Dishonored, the first campaign for Dishonored, and Mass Effect 3. Those are all games that I need to complete, want to try to get them completed here sooner than later. Yeah. Cool. What was the next one? What's the next thing? Are we done with Mass Effect?
I think so.
All right.
Yeah.
So, I gotta ask Rob. Are you gonna? Wait a minute!
Time out, everybody. One more thing.
I got notes.
Oh yes.
I got notes. I wrote this down, Rob.
I almost forgot about this.
We have to time out right now. So, Rob, I don't know if you had a chance to listen to last week's show, but you should have got an email from Xbox about your stats.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. You need to pull that up right now.
So bossy.
No, this is what you're going to do. Because
Did you listen to the show?
I,
Did you listen to the show, Rob?
Only parts of it.
Okay, so you didn't get to the part where we were going over our stats and then we had a whole section where we guessed what your numbers were going to be. So we made a contest out of it.
Oh, here we go. Here we go. It's one of these things.
And I have the notes. I
You
wrote
know I'm
it
going
down.
to edit this whole section out of that.
No, you're not.
Yes, I am.
That's funny.
All right, so let me know when you got that up.
I forgot all about this. I'm so glad you remembered.
When you get there to the link, you'll see your little emblem. You need to scroll just below that, and you'll start to see the stats. And there's only a few we're going to ask you. And before you say anything,
Okay.
I want to see. Well, no, we'll have you read off one at a time.
So is this with the crest?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
So the first one we want to know is what your total gamer score earned in 2016.
1835.
Ooh.
Ooh.
I was really surprised by this because, I mean, there's some games like Dishonored. I only got maybe, even though I finished the whole thing, I only got what? Probably less than 200.
Yeah, that game's stingy with achievements.
Yeah.
So what was
All
our
right.
guesses?
So Brun said 1,600.
You guys are close.
I said, and I was being nice.
Oh,
I actually gave you the benefit of the doubt, and I said 3,500. So Brun won total gamer score guess.
okay.
All right. So how did you rank?
20%.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. So Brun had you at 60%. I had you at 55. So I win that one.
Yeah.
But the thing is, I mean, the gamer score thing is bogus anyway, because I don't even try to complete all I just play the game. I don't care about gamer score.
And that's
No.
and that's fine. I mean,
Right.
the thing is we're even going through, like, we know you played
Mhm.
Rocket League.
Yep.
We know you played a lot of the games with your son.
Yep.
You know, we know you played Dishonored, and we know you played Inside. Like, we knew you played games. It's not that you didn't play games.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Mhm.
It's just like, you know, if you played a lot of Dishonored and so on, and you didn't get all of the achievements for it, then what would your total achievements be? Like, just because you played 8 games didn't mean you got 1,000 in every
Right.
game. So I was
Right,
just
right.
saying, like, well, he played around 10 games this year, a lot, and probably got about 1,600 worth of gamer score out of it. So it's not
Yeah.
a bad thing. So don't think of it
No,
as a
no.
bad thing.
No, not at all.
The percentile,
Okay.
that's so you got the 20 percentile, which means a lot of people on Xbox Live did not get, 2,000 gamer score or more. Like, for you, Wing, to be in the 1 percentile is, it kind of shows that a lot. I think what it shows is that people really aren't into achievements anymore. So they just play the game and they get what they get,
Yeah.
which is
I mean,
all
I
3
know
of
you-
us.
I know you guys like achievements and all to a degree, but I mean, they're a chore. I mean,
Yeah, I just play. If I get them, I get them. So
Okay,
I mean,
Rob,
okay.
last one. How many achievements did you earn?
87.
So Brun guessed 74, and I guessed 50. Brun
Bro takes it.
takes it 2 out of 3.
So do you want to know what the bet was, Rob? What we won? We won your Elite controller. So you have to ship that to me.
Oh, right. Okay.
But since I already have one, you can ship it to Mark.
Yay!
It's on the way.
Yeah.
It
So,
won't
Slow
cost
boat.
you $30 in shipping, I promise.
yeah.
Yeah.
You know, I have to write a book. So did you see that he posted?
Yeah, I did.
Yep. He posted that he got his controller. So
Yes.
All right, so we can move on to native Xbox controller support comes to Steam.
Yep.
I don't play PC games, so I don't care. So I guess this is your story, Bron.
Oh, I didn't put it in, but
Actually, no, I
Oh,
it's
it's
Rob's story.
Yeah, it's Rob.
yeah, I just thought this was interesting where I think that a lot of people basically concede that the Xbox controllers have always been excellent controllers. And I mean, that's something that we all know. And
Not always. The Duke sucked. Since 360.
Yeah,
They've been-
yeah.
or what was that one S controller? You guys remember that one from the
Yeah,
original?
that was still pretty large too, though.
Yeah,
But
it was kind of like holding a bus steering wheel.
yeah.
So one thing that happened in Steam lately, there's a client update that added native support for Xbox 360 and Xbox One controllers, along with some other gamepads. So I just thought this was kind of interesting because I always hear about a lot of people saying, "Hey, plug in your Xbox controller, like let's say even into your PC to play the PC game," and you go in to customize your controller. They always show like the picture of on the screen as to what the buttons are. They always show the Xbox
Yeah.
One on there. So I thought that was kind of neat. So that was it for that. Then we had one more, right?
Yep, last thing here was Red Dead Redemption. Release date confirmed for PS4 and Xbox One launch.
Well, I don't know if it was confirmed. Was it? That's still kind of up in the air. Oh, was it update?
It looks like it's been updated. I think a lot of people were thinking it was going to be November. And it looks like here in the article, it says it has been given an official launch date of October 2nd, 2017. So by a UK retailer, Lightwoods. Okay, so...
Littlewoods.
Sorry, Littlewoods. So at that point, that's what they say it is. It's still not, I guess, what you would say official in my mind.
Yeah.
But a lot of people were thinking it was October, November, so I don't think that's any surprise. If they would have came out and said April, then people would be losing their mind. But
yeah. So as far as we know, it's still this year until it's not.
Yeah. Well, it's this year. Rockstar typically doesn't give a release date. I know GTA 5 was delayed by a couple months, but they typically don't give release dates unless they're ready to hit a date. So, but cool. All right, is that it?
That was it.
All right.
Well, just real quick,
Yep.
The Ghost Recon's Wildlands beta.
Yep.
Just went back to their beta because I've been invited a couple times, but it was PC. So I just went back to their page, and it now lets you select Xbox One, PC, or PS4. So if you want, you can go and register to hopefully be in the beta when they do release them for consoles. So I am now officially for the Xbox. So there's no way I can run on PC. I didn't even bother to get in. Last couple of times they've sent me emails.
If you do get another one, let me know because I'll try. I'll take
Oh,
your
for
pick.
PC. Okay.
If it's one of those things where you can. But,
I didn't think it was. I can't remember why, but it seemed to me it wasn't like a code you could share because I would have. And I remember I thought, oh, I could just give this away. And then there was something about it. I was like, oh, I don't think I can. I think I have to be logged in with my account. But I'll make sure I double check if I get another one.
yeah.
I've been emailed twice.
This beta has to be pretty soon, right?
Well, it's been there's been 2 rounds through the PC because I've gotten separate emails twice.
Closed beta then, right?
Yes.
Okay, because I was like, I haven't seen anything about it, so that must have been closed. All right.
Yeah, go give it a shot and wait for your email.
I have done that. Can't wait. It's gonna be a fun game. I hope.
I hope too.
Yep. All right, cool. Community time. This will be quick. We don't have any emails or anything, but emails or voicemails. But a way that you can send one in to us is if you first email contact@thisxboxlife.com, or if you go to our main site, thisxboxlife.com, you can click contact up in the right-hand corner, which will then provide you a form. You fill that out, and we get that and read it on the show. If you'd like to send a voicemail, same thing, primary main site, thisxboxlife.com. Hit send voicemail on the right-hand side, follow the prompts, and we will get that and put it in the show. If you want, if you don't like using that stuff, you can also, I guess, record yourself and send us an MP3 through the email, contact@thisxboxlife.com. We also have a Twitter account. It's thisxboxlife.com/Twitter. And Facebook is thisxboxlife.com/Facebook. And Facebook is what Mark mentioned earlier, is our primary area that we go and communicate, and we pass out, there's codes, people share things. It's a really good group. I mean, we haven't had really any issues at all. It's a closed group. We do have rules. We just like to not have people spammed, and we just like to keep it gaming. So and since we're family friendly show, we like to keep it clean. And I think that's it for that. We talked about groups earlier, or clubs. Our club is This Xbox Life. So if you search, go to clubs, like Discover Club or Find a Club. If you put in This Xbox Life, you will find our club, and then we will send out an invitation for it. I think that's it then. So what we got for releases?
Okay, a whole bunch of stuff this week for Xbox One. We have Acorn Assault, Rodent Revolution, and Nevermind on the 11th. The 13th has us getting Pit People, Rise and Shine, Silvio, Dead Effect 2, and Friday Night Bullet Arena. Games with gold for the month of January is going to be with us, what's today, the 8th? We still have a little while to go. So for the game that started back in December for Xbox One, still have a couple more days to grab it. That's Outlast. It's kind of that scary looking game. And Killer Instinct Season 2, that's going to start, Ultra Edition, that's going to start on the 16th. The game that started at the beginning of the month was World of Van Helsing, Death Trap. Xbox 360 has us getting The Cave on the 1st, and you still have a couple more days to grab that one. And then, as usual, if you make any purchase on Amazon, please make sure to use our affiliate link that helps out the show by giving us a teeny tiny little finder's fee for sending you their way. Make sure to use our affiliate link each and every time that you make your purchase on Amazon. You can find that affiliate link at thisxboxlife.com and click on that big Amazon logo in there, or just go to thisxboxlife.com/Amazon. And another way that you can help us out as well is if you're on iTunes, you can go ahead and find the podcast on there, give us a 5-star review, and that will help us become a featured podcast as more and more people find out about the show. It helps grow our community. And is there anything else that you guys wanted to add before we close out?
I apologize. I do. I apologize for coughing if everybody heard me cough at the microphone. So
no.
I did turn it. Well, I muted you guys in Skype, but I did turn myself away, so I'm hoping my gate closed and they didn't hear me cough, but I've been sick and have a horrible cough, so I might have coughed 2 or 3 times during the show. I apologize.
That makes 2 of us.
So, yeah. Sorry, guys. I apologize. Don't yell at us for coughing in the microphone. But no, I don't have anything else. We'll be back. We will be back next week, right? We don't have any people missing or anything?
Don't think so.
Okay. All right. Well, that's all I got. So thanks, everybody, for coming out. We appreciate it. And we'll see you next week. I'm Brun, BJ Slick 33.
I'm Rob, also known as Prestar. Thanks for listening, everybody.
I'm Mark, aka Wingman 709, taking off.